Hey guys, back here we're looking at the Essential Elements book. Now we're on page 18, line 57. This is called Tribal Lament. This is an easier line if you're having trouble reading letters and reading notes, or you just kind of want to go back and play something a little bit simpler. This is a really good one to review note reading and also just playing notes on the D string. So as always, we're going to start by counting the rhythms, and this one's very simple. It's either a number or a rest. So count the rhythm with me, line 57, Tribal Lament. Ready and go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Next measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Rest, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Rest. Okay? Now let's say those letters. If you notice, the first measure and the second measure each start with 3 first finger E's, but the last note is what distinguishes them. So make sure you don't say D, 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 excuse me, E, 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 D twice. The second measure is just a bit different. All right? Here is the letters. Ready, go. E, 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 D, E, 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 fish, G, 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 fish, E, E, E. Repeat, and E, 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 D, E, 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 fish, G, 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 fish, E, 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 rest. All right? Now, let's go to playing position with no bow. And we're going to play this. And remember, each time you put your finger down, there's a very specific place it needs to land. And also, you need to make sure that your technique is in a good position. So whenever you're placing those fingers down, you're putting the tips of your fingers right down and making sure that your wrist is straight. Your left wrist is like that. We don't want any flat wrists or goosenecks. I don't know what you call that, but make sure it's nice and straight. Here we go. Plucking 57. 1, 2. First finger is down. E. E. Say the letters. D. E. 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 Fish. G. 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 Fish. E. 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 Rest. Repeat. E. 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 D. E. 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 Fish. G. 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 Fish. E. 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 Okay. If you need to do that again a couple times, just run the video back and play it along with me, or play it on your own. So now, rocket bow, saying the letters, but now we're going to alternate which direction our bow goes for each note. Now pay attention to the very last measure, right before we repeat, it has that apostrophe, which in music we don't call it an apostrophe, we call it a bow lift, or sometimes a circle set. So the last note you play is going to be a down bow, but during that rest we're going to have to circle and put it back at the frog. So if we're doing rocket bow, it's going to look like this. E, 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 circle, set, then back to measure 1. Okay? Rocket bow, starting up here for Tribal Lament at the beginning. Ready? Go. E, 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 D, E, 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 fish, G, 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 fish, E, 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 rest, circle, E, 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 D, E, 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 fish, G, 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 fish, E, 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 freeze. Now remember, you don't have to circle set the second time. In fact, you probably shouldn't, because you might make extra noises. So the first time, go back to the frog. Second time, freeze at the end of your bow. All right. So now, I don't think you need to play this one with the open strings. I think you can jump right to shadowing. We're going to put our bow on our shoulder. Excuse me, our bow here on the elbow, our instrument on the shoulder. We're going to combine our left hand and our right hand with the bow. Here we go. First finger E. 1, 2, beginning, shadow E. E, 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 D. Place it on the tip. E, E, fingertip F sharp. Fish, G, 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 fish, E, E, E. Circle, repeat. E, 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 D, E, E, E. Fish, G, 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 fish, E, 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 freeze. All right, now before we play it with the bow on the strings, I want you to pay close attention to the spacing of your fingers. Your fingers are not spaced equally, or they shouldn't be. Your first finger and your second finger, if you play violin, should be a big space between them, and then your G should be right next door. If you're playing cello, first finger, then third finger. Make sure you're not using your first two fingers by itself. Bass, you're basically only using either your first finger or your fourth finger, but make sure your fingers are spaced like this, with these fingers kind of all together and your first finger out, because later on we are going to use this second finger, and it's important that it's spaced correctly. All right, here we go. First finger E, all the way through. Don't forget to circle set and repeat. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Lift, repeat. Okay, do that as many times as you need to, and this is a good, like I said, a good line to review some simpler parts about note reading or playing, or just to go back to basics. All right.